Hi, my name is Carrie Ann Burke, and I am the founder and president of the African Diaspora Birthright organization, or ADBO for short. ADBO is a New York-based nonprofit formed with the intent to empower, educate, and connect African Americans or Black individuals living in the United States with Africa. The intent is to take 18 to 26-year-olds to Africa to learn about their self-identity, culture, and take a peek into the past. Unfortunately, for some of us living in this hemisphere, we don't know about our African history. I wanted to give an opportunity for individuals to learn about what was our last steps before our ancestors came to this coast as slaves. ADBO intends on unifying the hemisphere. Those of us who are Black living on the East, and those of us living in the West. This will be a novel concept and create a pathway back to the motherland. Now you will hear from some supporters of ADBO. They will tell you about why a birthright trip is important, their travels to Africa, and their experience of being a Black person. Please enjoy.
My name is Remisel Salas Santana Rojas, Remy Salas for short. I consider myself Afro-Latino.
My name is Chantel Ray. I'm American. My family is they're actually from the South, and the other half is from Curacao.
My name is Renzo Devia. I'm of Colombian descent, born in New York.
My name is Tiffany Christine, and I'm Black American.
My name is Sable Lynch, and I am Black American.
My name is Shirley Paul. My family is from Haiti. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, but I consider myself to be Asian.
My grandmother's great-grandmother was a slave, and she married the whipping boy, and in their own, little marriage on the plantation. There's been a lot of struggle with Black people. There's a lot of resistance.
And I think that's a very important topic to talk about, that there's still Afro people in Latin America that they don't want to admit that they're Black. They don't want to admit that they have ties to Africa, that they still think that being tied to Africa means tied to slavery.
Making a birthright trip to Africa that's part of it.
I wouldn't say I learned anything about Africa. I was told about Africa, but I was told Africa is this dark continent where the Western world has raped it for its natural resources, and then they fielded it for slaves. I wouldn't say that's learning about Africa. That's pretty much where the lesson stopped.
I did not learn about Africa in school. I did not learn about Africa with my parents. As a matter of fact, in Latin America, it's really hard to find information about Africa, African history, African culture in textbooks.
I spent about 2 months in Namibia. Even if I imagined what it would have been like, what happened, what was there, would have blown it all out of the water. There's this feeling, and one of my friends one day said, "Shirley, it's because you feel free."
South Africa, it was beautiful to see Black people just like me walking around that had things, that were doing things, that weren't on TV swatting flies like they show us.
I think a birthright trip would help connect us and kind of give us the same experience that you see Jews have when they go on their birthright trip. I went with 3 other Black girls, and we're so close now because I think we got to experience something together and learn so much about Black culture.
In South Ghana, they practice Ifa, just like in Nigeria, which is what I practice. So all of a sudden, I had a connection with the people of Ghana.
Seeing the full traditional Nigerian wedding, I felt robbed that, we're not even doing that. We don't even know that. The value that they put into marriages, going there and seeing that, and I just felt we all should have weddings like that. So I do plan to incorporate something.
Bring tampons, bring maxi pads, bring condoms, bring things that we take for granted.
There might be a lot of solutions that Latinos might find in Africa. For example, in Nigeria, they do a lot of movies now. They're doing these big movies.
To go to Africa and see where we came from, get an understanding of our last steps before leaving the African continent, create a partnership with them in terms of, hey, let's work together to move up and teach our future people to rise, and just get rid of this wall that we have with Africa and the Caribbean and people in Latin America, because we're all just one.
What I do feel I'm lacking is cultural background that goes further than slavery.
I definitely think having a birthright
trip is very important. I mean, again, it goes back to letting someone like experience, who they are. So I think that this will be very enriching. It'll be very like a supplement to what you learn in the school books.
If you know that you come from a civilization that created literature, religion, astronomy, science, if you know that you come from royalty, well then it's going to empower you.
And I think every black person should at least go there once just to see what grows there and what's cultivated there. I support the African Diaspora Birthright organization.
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 I support the African Diaspora Birthright organization, and you should too.
And if you would like to support the African Diaspora Birthright organization, please go to our website at www.africandiasporabirthright.org. Thank you.
We are the children.